Hey boys and girls, welcome back. Redmissed in the house once again. How you doing? I hope everyone's doing great. I'm doing great. And we, my friends, are playing some more WWE Supercard. Now, you can see on the screen that I have the ultimate green team. Now, if you don't know what the green team is, I'm going to explain the green team to you. Now, the green team is basically a trick slash strategy in order to guarantee yourself the event card in the RTGs. So basically, if you didn't know, when you play an RTG game, the 1 point game, so your very first one we can see against Belgrill right there, you can see that the 1 point is basically a starter person because it is based on your team's capabilities. So for example, if I go into my team's deck right here, you can see that my team's overall stats are super rare plus. If I made my overall teams a WrestleMania 33, then I will basically be fighting someone else whose team is also WrestleMania 33. So that could mean that they're going to be hard, they're going to be easy, I don't know, they're just going to be a WrestleMania 33 tier player. So, as you know, there's 3 points and the 5 points, or in case of pick doublers, 10 points and 6 point games. The 10 points are your hardest matches, your 6 points are medium matches, and the 1 points are based on your team. Now, 1 point matches doesn't mean guaranteed victory, but it does mean a very, very high chance of victory. Now, when it comes to the green team, if you want to grind out that final card, it is going to take you a long time. But I'm going to show you the tips and the tricks as to making it so that the green team is a 99% win rate team. Now, the only time you're going to lose in the green team is basically if you fight someone else that is doing this strategy. And then it comes down to your support cards. So, the way we're going to help you win this is, as you can see on my team here, every single one of my players are pro'd, because this strategy is normally ran with base, non-leveled up uncommon cards. Now, to make sure that you beat someone else that is running the same strategy, silver pro your cards. Literally, don't go ahead and train up the cards at all. Literally at based levels. So you can see here the Stone Cold Steve Austin, non-leveled up at all. Just go ahead and literally combine him. Now, by combining him, this is going to give him 2 to 4 bonus stats on every single stat. So this means that he is 4 stats higher than any based uncommon card. Now, that doesn't sound like much, because it's not. Then what you need to do after you've done that is go into the card and literally train them with one common card. Now, by training them with one common card, you're going to put them on a level 1, which will mean that they will be between 7 to 10 stats points higher than most other people that are running the uncommon deck, because, as I say, 99% of people will run the uncommon deck with standard cards. Now, the next thing that you need to do is pay attention to your support cards. Now, the Mr. McMahon SummerSlam card is probably the best card you could bring for this, because he's going to add 105 stats to every single card, which is absolutely amazing. And other than that, you will basically have to have manager cards. Personally, if you have 2 of the SummerSlam Mr. McMahon cards, that would actually mean that you would benefit more from using those 2 cards than any other manager cards up to the elite tier. So anyone that is running the manager cards that aren't ultimate tier or above, you will beat 100%, because if you look at this, the stats on here, 105, times that by the 2, you're actually going to be granting 210 stats to every single stat on your card, whereas this is only granting 105. So just bear that in mind. Obviously, if people have multiple stats that are going to buff the same stat, then you're going to get bonus stats. But if you take a look at this, you're basically going to be getting 310 bonus power and charisma, and then you're going to be getting 105 bonus speed and toughness. This basically guarantees that you will win the fight. Now, your next thing is to obviously take a look at the person, because then you can see what you're going to be facing. So you can see here that first guy has only played like 350 games, which means that he's pretty much a starting out player, or on this server, he might not be starting out supercard, but on this particular account, he is. So you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to beat this guy, because you can look at this. His one is fully leveled up, but because of our power-up card, we are going to go ahead and absolutely smash that Roman Reigns right there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Rare cards, super rare cards, and even ultra rare cards that aren't fully leveled up yet will lose in these fights. Now, when it comes to power and charisma fights, because of my particular power-ups, my power and charisma end up going around the 400 point mark, which means that most of my cards, even when they come up against an epic card that isn't fully leveled up, if it is a power or a charisma game, they have a very strong chance of winning the fight. So pretty much every single person that you fight in this kind of zone, you are going to beat, unless they are running the green team strategy, which obviously would mean that they will have the support cards in the team to obviously counter fight your uncommon cards. But if you pay attention to how many games your opponent has played, what their hero or what their superstar profile picture is, you'll clearly be able to see whether or not they are a green team player. Now, this isn't to say that this is the best thing for everyone, but if you are trying to go for that next stage card, now I'm just showing for the event card because that's what I'm going for right now. I was actually able to 3-point the end of the WrestleMania card, and then I think I got into I think it was about 50 points into the event card, and I had to start doing 1-point games. So I've been 1-point grinding since 50 points into the game. Like, I have been using pick doublers, so I've been getting 2 points every single game. But considering that that still means that I've had to play something crazy like 150 games in order to get this final event card, it is a lot of grinding that you have to do if you do the green team, because you can't win anything above 1-point games. But if you're using your team at the moment, like such as me, I have the WrestleMania team. You saw in yesterday's video that I've got, like, I think 4 WrestleMania pros, 5 Ultimate pros. I've got my Divas are WrestleMania pro'd and Ultimate pro'd. So I have a good team, but I could not win 3-point games. Now, I could go ahead and do, obviously, the games and play with the 1-point games and still kind of win them, but they were a little bit hit and miss. Like, the fact that if I got the wrong games, I might still lose, because even though I was in 1-point games, I was still fighting people with WrestleMania pros. So if that is you, just to guarantee an easier time and a faster grind, you will actually be more beneficial to just go ahead and do this, what I'm doing right now. So we didn't happen to pull a title match in that game, so we do have 2 more games left to play. We're just going to skip that. We're going to buy 1 title match, get ourselves that pick doubler, and now we're going to go and get that Seth Rollins. Now, as I say, just make life really, really easy on yourself, because literally, when I'm playing this, I'm not even really paying attention to anything when it comes to what their stats are, because I know that they're probably gonna, like 90% of the time, win the fight. The only thing that I will suggest to you is when you come into doing this strategy, make sure you have a good selection of left, right, up and down arrows so that you can always kind of get a tag team, or at least compatible heroes. So as long as they're both blue arrows, whether they're gonna proc as a tag team or not, it's gonna benefit you, because if you do happen to come up against someone else that is running the green team bases and their team is more compatible than your team, you will probably lose that fight, because of the fact of, if they have a compatible tag team and you don't, obviously their stats are going to proc. And the stats that proc, if you run manager cards, you have to run manager cards. You can't run anything else with this strategy. Manager cards is how you're going to win it. But for example, if they've got 2 WrestleMania manager cards and they're going to go put their stats at like 500 stats for uncommon cards, when they proc, the 10% proc will go off of the 500 stats, because that is what the card started the battle on. So just bear that in mind. If you're obviously only using, say, ultra rare power or manager cards, you're going to lose the fight when it comes to most of the things, because their power-ups are better than you. So the easiest thing that you can do is literally just hit that quit button, exit the game, and just go straight back into the game. Like, literally just go ahead, hit that like that. We're going to get off of that. We'll click that like that, and you can see that if I swipe that to the side, I would exit the game, and I could restart the game a lot sooner. So it just goes and adds to your benefits on the basis of you can quickly get into another game so much faster when you're paying attention to what your team is running, or what your enemy team is running. And you can see here that, like, I'm literally just clicking any single hero that I like, or superstar that I like, because of the fact that it doesn't matter who this guy brings, because before the game I looked at the stats and I know that he's kind of new to the game. So even if he's logging in on daily basis, he might have the occasional legendary card or survivor card, ultra rare card, whatever card is random. But because of the fact that I know he is in an ultra rare plus zone, you know that you're not going to see that many of those particular cards around. But as I say, like, look at this. These two aren't compatible, but they're not going to get debuffed. So you know that you're going to be able to win that game. And this is just why it's so easy to go ahead and green team the end of the events of the RTGs, if you really are trying to get that next level of card that you can't quite get because your main team isn't quite there. So I just wanted to go ahead and kind of show this, because of the fact that it is going to take you a long time to grind, because of the basis of you will only be getting 1 or 2 points every single time. And when you have to grind out like 150 points to play that many games might be a bit devastating. You might not want to do it, but to help you increase in the game a lot quicker, sometimes it's beneficial to do it. So the same as me, to grind out 150 odd points, well, in fact I grinded out 240 points, so that's a lot of points. That's 120 games that I have played with 1 point games. That is a lot of games to play, but it has just given me the Seth Rollins card. Now watch this, guys, because typical, I knew that was going to happen because I went ahead and bought it for the final game. It always gives you a title match. Watch this reset again and give me another title match, I bet ya. Okay, nice, it didn't. So as you can see there, that is the second Seth Rollins that we got right there, which is absolutely beautiful. If we go into our cards, you can see that our combo cards are now rocking and rolling with the Seth as well. So we're looking really, really good. We did go get that card, so we're going to have to go ahead and level him up like we have on this one. We've already leveled this one up. He just needs a couple more toughness games. So this one will be super, super leveled up and hopefully ready to pro super soon. Now, as far as my Dean Ambrose goes, you can see here that I have got a few games on both of these bad boys and we're continuing to level them up. One of them is almost done, but my King of the Ring guys, I didn't show you the King of the Rings, but we happened to get another Sheamus. I won't bother showing you. We happened to get kicked out in the semi-finals. We got beat by the guy that went on to win the game, and he went on and obviously won the whole thing. So we did get kicked out in that. We got an ultimate Sheamus, so we started a brand new one, which we are currently leading 16-2, and I think that might actually mean we are first as well. So we are currently tied first, which is great. So hopefully this King of the Ring, we should stand a chance of getting into the semi-finals and taking home that double ultimate reward again. Again, like I said before, if I can guarantee that I'm going to win it and bring away the WrestleMania card and the ultimate card, I might go for the finals. But my main goal is to get kicked out in the semi-finals so I can take home those two ultimate cards, get myself a lot more pros so that we can start doing a complete ultimate team for the Money in the Bank and start grinding out those 5-point contracts. But we have finished our Money in the Bank. So right now, guys, we're going to finish off with our Money in the Bank rewards. So hopefully we have a ton of ultimate cards. We've got a lot of WrestleMania cards. So if I come into the WrestleManias, I'll quickly show you what WrestleMania singles we have. So Goldberg, Bobby Roode, Chris Jericho, all of these. Like, look at these guys. We have absolutely tons of base WrestleMania cards, and we have even more based ultimate cards. So I'm kind of hoping that we can get some more ultimate pros, and we're also hoping that we can get that like a WrestleMania pro. So before we go on and chat anymore, let's go ahead and open up this bad boy. We absolutely annihilated the enemy team. Half of us didn't even finish our attacks because we were focusing on the RTG and we didn't need to worry about the battlegrounds too much. So absolutely amazing. Great job, guys, and let's go ahead and open up this bad boy. So I'm really hoping to get 2 ultimates and both be pros, and the WrestleMania and be a pro. That's going to be the best possible outcome. Let's see what we get. We get a Neville. I was going to say Kevin Owens. We get a Neville. Neville is a pro for me, which is absolutely amazing. I'm really happy with the fact that he is a pro, even though he's a really bad WrestleMania card, but it's still, he is a pro. So in my books, that means he's awesome. An elite Jimmy Uso. Now, that's not good to me whatsoever. The battleground points, which is going to put us over that mark for being able to buy another WrestleMania card. An ultimate Cesaro. We're going to go get another pro. Let me just pause this 2 seconds, guys. Okay, sorry, and I am back. So, because I'm an absolute noob and I keep forgetting to do it, I ran out of space on my phone and I had to delete some old videos. And yeah, so anyway, Neville is a pro for me, which is absolutely amazing. We're going to start working on him. And so is Cesaro a pro for me, which is absolutely amazing. So if we go ahead and we take a quick look at this and we go to our combinables, you're going to be able to see right here, we're going to have that Seth Rollins, we're going to have that Dean Ambrose, we're going to have that Neville, and we're also going to have the Cesaro. So I am super, like, yeah, I'm like really happy right now, because if we just very quickly go over into this and I show you my standard team, you can see here that if I go ahead and I autofill this, that is what is going to happen. So obviously we're going to be able to pro this bad boy right here, which is going to give me 5 WrestleMania pros. We'll also put that Neville in there, which will give me 6 WrestleMania pros. We'll have the Dean Ambrose that will go in there pro'd, and the Cesaro that will go in there pro'd, which will give me 7 Ultimate pros. So we are looking super strong when it comes to our next RTG. So we probably won't actually need to go and green team the next RTG. And also by the time the next RTG comes around, this Alexa Bliss will probably be changed into a base Carmella as well. So that's going to be really cool. And I say a base Carmella, I mean the Money in the Bank based Carmella, unless I can grind out like an absolute boss and go and get her pro'd by the time the next one comes along. But 2 weeks to grind out like 30-odd thousand points, as well as leveling up of the games and the pros, I don't think that's going to happen. But with the points, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this right here. Now, if you didn't know as well, you can use your Battleground points in order to buy a Hall of Fame card, which is absolutely amazing. If that's what you want to do. I'm not going to be going for them because I don't really think it's really worth the money, because it is a standard Hall of Fame card, so hardened to a WrestleMania pack. But good luck if you do go ahead and do that. Let's open up this bad boy. We could, because of this is the Battle Royale or Team Battle points, these packs can contain a WrestleMania Diva. Now, I want to get a WrestleMania Pro right here. I'm not really too... Nice! Kevin Owens! That is another Pro, boys and girls. So I am super happy right now. In this video, we have just got ourselves a ton of pros. So it looks like, unlike the other day when we could have got ourselves 5 Ultimate Pros, and we only happened to get the 1 Pro Becky Lynch, which I had already got and I evolved, we have in this video happened to go and get the Pro Rollins, Kevin Owens, Neville, and Cesaro. So that is like 4 pros in this. 3 of them are WrestleMania, so I've got a lot that I need to get on and start grinding with. I'm probably going to end up throwing a King of the Ring after this and just putting all of them cards in the King of the Ring, giving them all their games. I'm going to be playing a lot of wild mode to get these guys trained up and stuff. So that's going to be it from me today, guys. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please tell me in the comments how lucky you've been, what you've been getting, what you got from your most recent Team Battleground rewards, where you're up to in your RTG, and good luck getting whatever card it is that you're getting. Peace on the streets.